if you're like me, you probably Google search a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh related things, and when you do that, you get a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh related ads. One of the things that popped up on my Facebook page was this stupid clickbaity article that is titled 15 Things You Didn't Know About Yu-Gi-Oh! I thought I would go through, read all 15, and see how many I guess correctly or incorrectly. If they're all about the anime, I'm like totally fucked because I didn't really watch the show that much. But yeah, play along if you want. Keep track of which ones you knew or didn't know. And we'll see. I don't think I'm gonna do that great because, like I said, when Yu-Gi-Oh stuff pops up on like popular culture websites like this, it usually has to do with the show, not the game so much. But anyway, let's dive right in. And this website will probably give you viruses, so don't go to it. Anyway, Yu-Gi-Oh was based on a dark and violent manga. I think I did know that. Let's see here what it says. Did it say anything interesting as I go to the 14th one? In the first issue alone, the Pharaoh challenges one of Yugi's bullies to a game where you have to stab money off your hand without cutting yourself. I actually did know that. They've parodied that before, and people post about it in Zodiac Duelist as well, that it was more hardcore. So I will allow myself to say that I did know that. So Screen Rant, is that the website? Screen Rant? You are wrong. Next, there was another series of the anime that we never saw. I think I knew this just because of, I believe this is where the green hair thing came from. That was like a normie meme as far as Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge goes. They always made fun of his Kaiba's green hair, and I believe that this is where it came from. What we now know is Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game did not. What we now know is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game did not appear until later episodes, where it was called Magic and Wizards, and was in a much more primitive form. The anime followed the story of the original manga with the much darker version of the Pharaoh and his murderous antics. Sounds pretty scary for a children's card game, but if I remember correctly, like these first two weren't really super focused on the card game aspect. That was sort of a secondary plot. Anyway, 13. Both Bandit Keith and Pegasus died in the manga. No, there's no fucking way I would have. How would I have known that? How do you expect me to know that, Screen Rant? What the fuck? 2 of the recurring villains, blah, 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 who cares? They die. After losing a Joy Wheeler, Bandit Keith threatened Pegasus and is dropped through a trap door, which slid him straight out of the Duelist Kingdom. This was not the case in the original manga. Bandit Keith threatens Pegasus with a gun. He is trapped under Pegasus' mind control and shoots himself in the head. That is definitely not kid-friendly. Yeah, I don't think 4Kids was going to prove that anytime soon. So, yeah, I didn't know that. It's whatever. You didn't know it either. One card was responsible for creating the Forbidden List. Is that true? Didn't they like ban a whole bunch of things when the first Forbidden Limited List came out? Wasn't like Chaos Emperor Dragon on that? Wasn't that more like of a problem card than Yatagarasu? Let's see. The first one was created and it was mainly to stop the overwhelming use of one card, Yatagarasu. I mean, that combo was like stupid, but wasn't it stupid because of Chaos Emperor Dragon popping Sangan? Wasn't that like the... I thought that... maybe someone's going to correct me in the comments. I mean, you guys obviously will, but I thought there were like multiple cards in that ban list. I don't know if like Change of Heart, possibly like Dark Hole, maybe. I don't know. I felt like the original ban list had other cards. Like it wasn't just Yatagarasu. I thought like just a whole bunch of Chaos cards were just the reason. I don't know. We'll say... I mean, I think they're wrong here. So we'll say that I knew more about Yu-Gi-Oh! Than they did on that one. I don't know. We'll just, what do you want me to say? Like, I don't think that's true. Like, I disagree with them. They didn't do the research. Anyway, Seto Kaiba is based on a real person. That's a really realistic. That's a photorealistic drawing they got right there. Anyway, let's see. He was based on a real person. He had a friend who was into collectible card games. This friend introduced him to another player and asked him to teach Takahashi how to play the game. The player refused and told him to come back after he collected 10,000 cards. Oh my god. Can you imagine like going to locals for the first time and someone like refusing to play you until you get 10,000 cards? Like, anyway. Well, good to know that real life Kaiba and fake Kaiba are both assholes. One of the cards was created by the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Yes, I knew this. Literally everyone knew this. It's Tyler the Great Warrior. It's worth a fuck ton of money. He's not selling it. Blah, blah, blah. Let me make a clickbaity video about Tyler the Great Warrior, about how it's the most expensive card in Yu-Gi-Oh! So you guys click it and get that sweet, sweet ad revenue. I don't know. This is like one of the most clickbaity Yu-Gi-Oh! fun facts. I'm using quotation marks in there, I promise. Because it's like, I think everyone knows it, but people still like click it. Like, can you imagine like being so lazy that you just like post a video about an Instagram interview that someone did with Tyler? Like, what the... That's lazy. Anyway. Yes, I knew that, obviously. There are numerous cards based on the Gradius series. I did know that, because there's literally a card called Gradius, like... Duh. But also, yeah, the spaceship archetype is all based on the Gradius cards, and I did know that. I think everyone kind of knows that. I've never played Gradius before. I don't know. I think it might have been before my time. Or wait, is it? Yeah, it was a video game. Whatever. Yeah, Konami borrows from the other franchises like all the time, so it's not really surprising. But Gradius is like one of the most popular ones, and it's one of the earliest ones as well. Gradius is like a really old normal monster. Slifer the Sky Dragon is named after a real person. Yeah, Slifer the executive producer. I don't know if Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged lied to me, but I'm assuming that's where that joke came from. Slifer the Sky Dragon entered the possession. Yeah, basically. I knew that. Come on. Give me harder ones. The first Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie gave away a card that you couldn't use. Yeah, I knew that too. So basically, if you didn't know, they gave away Blue Eyes Shining Dragon as one of the promos, and we didn't have Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon for like a couple years after that, so you had no way of summoning this card, which is okay because like it's a terrible card and you really shouldn't summon it anyway. But even in a casual sense, no, you definitely couldn't bring this out. So get fucked, I guess, if you wanted to play Blue Eyes Shining Dragon like Kaiba. Because I think we got it in like Gold Series, or was it a promo first? Maybe this will tell us. Let's see. 4-card Blue Eyes, at least. In order to summon Blue Eyes, the Sean Jump magazine. So it was a magazine promo first. So it's totally useless for 2 years. Yep. Don't use that card anyway. Oh boy. A Deadpool ad. So edgy. The Lovecraft monster cards. Yes, there are lots of cards based off of Lovecraft cards, including the Arcana Force, but also some other ones, which is why in the OCG there was a deck that was just called like Lovecraft Turbo. That was basically sort of Dark Synchro with all like the Norden and stuff like that. Because they I don't know if you know this, but all of holy fuck, this like you guys can't hear it, but this really loud ad just started playing and I just died. Anyway, Jesus Christ, that was like really loud. There's like a whole bunch of Lovecraft cards, including like the Arcana Forces. One of the most bizarre inspirations for monster cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Was the Arcana Force. Yep, I knew that. Try again. Yu-Gi-Oh! Sent 4 kids to the Shadow Realm. Oh, haha. 3 edgy, 5 me. What does this even mean? That, like, what does this mean? What are they meaning here? 4 kids entertainment were responsible for bringing some of the most beloved TV shows to the West. Blah, blah, blah. Fate of 4 kids entertainment came about because, a level of censorship left something desired. They still managed to make these shows. What? This is written so badly. Who would have thought that a clickbait website would be written badly? Maybe I'm just reading wrong. Anyway, the fate of 4 Kids Entertainment came about because of Yu-Gi-Oh!, which had become one of their most popular shows. TV Tokyo issued a lawsuit against them, stating that they were improperly reporting royalties, making illegal deals with other TV companies, and creating false invoices for cost of dubbing the show. So, I guess that's what that Shadow Realm joke could mean. Here's the 4th fun fact that you didn't know about Yu-Gi-Oh! The America Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. That's the fact. What? I mean, look at, like, if we like go back up here, like none of these are in that format. Like, what does this one say? Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! Sent 4 kids to Shadow Realm. That makes sense. Or the Lovecraft monster cards. That sort of makes sense. Kind of. There's that terrible ad. Or like, here's a fact: the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie gave away a card you couldn't use. But the number 4 one is just titled the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. Or the American Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. Like, what the fuck does this even mean? The popularity of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime led to the interest in the card game. Like, duh? What? I don't... Mission... I don't even, what? Just go away. What a dumb, follow your own titling patterns. Jesus Christ, come on. The new Yu-Gi-Oh movie. Yeah, they made one. I knew that. Duh. Oh, for this one, I don't know what I'm going to say as far as if I knew it or not. Like, what is this even trying to say? I'm sorry, I went over too fast. The card game, company sex, anime, makers, Yu-Gi-Oh! Test that and promote another game. Oh, yeah, Dungeon Dice Monsters. It was called Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monsters. I did know that. I did know that one. My friend had a bunch of those. I believe, because I believe they like tried to make them in real life, if that's what those were. Maybe those were the Dungeon Dice Monsters. I don't know. I feel like they were Capsule Monsters. Anyway, I did know that. And I did know about Bonds Before Time. I saw it in the theaters. It was... I'm sure there were people that took it serious, but I thought it was hilarious, and it was definitely worth the ticket price because it was so bad. It was funny. Yeah. And then I didn't see Bonds Before Time. What does this one say? It is the biggest selling trading card game in the world. I knew that as well because some dumbass Magic players were like, how many Yu-Gi-Oh players are there in the US? 8,000. And I went off on them because that really ticked me off because it's like, can you be more ignorant? Like, Yu-Gi-Oh is bigger than your game, you dumbasses. Anyway, Yu-Gi-Oh is really successful worldwide where Magic really isn't. But in... what did it say? Both Magic and Pokemon require you to draw cards to grant your resource. Yeah, so like one of the big differences about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that you don't have to have like energies or mana or anything, so it's a lot faster. I think that makes it a lot more appealing to people, and it makes the game just more consistent in general. I mean, just even from the very beginning with normal monsters, it was more consistent than like OG Pokemon and stuff. Well, maybe not OG Pokemon because they had like a million draw cards, but yeah, not having to draw energy cards is like a lifesaver. That's like the thing I hate about Pokemon the most, but... Number 1, fans are working on a holographic version of the game. You know, this is sort of like the free Stratos joke at this point. Like, every single year, someone says fans are working on a holographic version of the game. Like, I suppose someone could be, like, what HoloLens, similar to VR. Like, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Maybe it will, and I'll look stupid. You know, come back to this video and comment on it. But... it would be way too expensive. They would have to keep updating it. I guess you could make it with the classic cards, but who would even play that past like 2 matches because it would get so boring. There's no reason to make a Yu-Gi-Oh! VR game. There's no reason to make duel lists that actually work because like it'd just be really boring because they wouldn't be able to program like all the rulings or all the cards, and it would just be way too much work, and probably if it came out, it'd be way too expensive for what it actually is. Just play the game in real life. That's your VR, folks. I don't know. Play the DS games if you really want to. Anyway, I don't know before editing this how many I got correct. I believe it was like almost all of them except like a couple. Yeah, I think this was like a really dumb article because I'm pretty sure anyone that likes Yu-Gi-Oh enough to click this stupid article probably knew all these things already. But yeah, let me know in the comments how many you got correct, and I will see you guys later. Bye.